welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate Noble, and if you're new here, I make impractical crafts and lifestyle content, and I have been gone for like 3 months from YouTube. It's kind of a long story, we're not getting into that today, but I am back, and I am finally ready to resume my vintage endeavors. Today, we are going back to kind of my roots a little bit on this channel, and we are vlogging decorating for Halloween, which was one of the first videos that I ever made on this channel. And I'm super excited because kind of over the years my style has evolved a bit, and we are going like full vintage and nostalgia as much as we can. As you guys can tell, Owen is bigger than the last time you saw him. He's going to be hard to edit in this one. So without any further ado, let's just hop straight on into it. So Hens was a dear for me, and he already went out and got our Halloween decor, and I wanted to show you a few new things that I've gotten this year. Thank you, Hens. First is this witch that we bought at the estate sale. She's $4, and I'm very excited to have her because she matches a lot of our decor. But I don't know if you can tell in this video. I don't know if you can see it. Between our last video and this video, we bought a brand new to us table from an estate sale, which is over there. So we did get a new tablecloth for it because our table is a different shape. And then while we were buying that tablecloth, I did find this little ghost at Home Goods. At Home Goods. He's smelly. He like smells good. He has a little smelly thing in him, which is kind of interesting. Eventually, I might take that out and put in like a tea light. But for now, he's pretty cute, and he's going to go on my sewing table, which is right behind you that you can't see, but I will show you at the end of the shot. Outside for Halloween earlier in the week because I don't show outside, so that's already been done. So my Enoch from last year is out there, and I think the rest of the decor that I made last year is all in this box. Ready, Owen?
No. No. No.
It's okay. I know, he's kind of a scary pumpkin.
Owen is scared of my vintage pumpkin I made 2 years ago.
Owen likes his pumpkin.
Please don't let there be any bugs in here. It's my fear every year.
Voiceover Katie here, and I am back to once again talk us through all of the things that were pretty slow and boring. So first up, I found the doorbell that I made last year, and honestly it held up really well. I was pretty surprised. I might make a short comparing all of the things I made last year to how they held up this year, because I am always curious about that myself whenever I see like the viral projects that get done.
For us.
And then our neighbor made this for us last year and put it on our front door, so I'm going to go and stick it on our front door again this year.
While I was doing that, Hens put our towels into the kitchen. We tend to keep our holiday towels in the holiday storage just because of the lack of room in our kitchen that we have. And he actually says this here, but Owen was also talking and was kind of messing with the audio, so I had to go ahead and mute it. But big shout out to Hens for doing that, because I totally forgotten that we had Halloween towels at all. Any parents in the room know that the way you get most things done is by distraction. As you can see, Owen was very interested in these little trick-or-treating Mickey Mouse pumpkins that we got at Disneyland when I was 20 weeks pregnant with him. And the way that we ended up being able to hang them up, because we treat them as decor and not as toys, was I handed him this pillow that I made like years and years ago when I was still living at my parents' house. And we also decided to get rid of a few decor items this year. First of all, there are these plastic bats, which you'll see in a second, and we also ended up throwing out all of our styrofoam pumpkins and kind of like the little candy basket that we kept them in.
We're growing up. We're saying goodbye to our little bats. They're like the single-use plastic bats that you hang up every year, and we've had them for a long time. Wait! Maybe keep a few. I just got an idea.
I ended up not keeping any of them because my idea did not work out, so that's kind of too bad, but it is what it is.
Look at this pumpkin. I think Aunt Natalie made this for us.
Owen's instructions were to originally put it on the couch, but as you watch, he just walks his way on over to hand it to his father. So it did eventually make it onto our couch with our ghost, but for now it's going on a fun little walk to Hens. I also found my witch shoes that I made in a day last year, and they held up super well, and I ended up putting them outside. I did mute this part even though I'm talking to the camera because that plastic bag sounded horrific. But if you did end up making these shoes last year, let me know if yours held up because I was pleasantly surprised with the cinnamon and everything sticking together. And as you can see, the pillow has...
Daddy, high five. Daddy,
Yeah?
high five.
Yeah, you can give him a high five.
Okay.
High five, skeleton.
High five, Dad.
Why are you calling a skeleton Fafa? I'm gonna have to tell your father.
We have a wooden skeleton that hangs on our door, and every year Owen has been super attached to it. And this year he was a little scared of it, but he's finally giving it high fives again, which of course makes me super happy because it reminds me of like my little 1-year-old Owen last year.
These were my grandmother's Halloween decor. Like the little flat things.
I am so sorry, y'all. My words have been failing me a lot recently for some reason, but I ended up doing a hack that I'll show you in a different video to...
Here is our cat from last year, like the viral Walmart cat that we got.
Ooh.
Ooh, say hi, kitty.
Hi, Daddy.
Very excited.
Meow.
Yep, meow, meow.
Here you can see Owen pulling out this plastic cross-stitch house. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace a few years ago, and I decided to hang it up on our light instead of in the bathroom because we don't actually have any tissues in the house for some reason. So I wanted it to actually be seen. And from there, I hung up our little boo, which kind of like moves around every year because I've never really found a good spot for it. And I think this actually works pretty well, except Hens did comment that the bee is in fact covering his face, but I told him he can kind of live with that. And then it was Hens' job to hang up our little ghosts. We made these a few years ago. He and I, before I started showing any crafts on my channel. I did it with the intention of reusing them every year because I like the homemade vintage Halloween look, and these to me feel very like homemade because they are, and very vintage because they're that simple ghost look. We did end up deciding that we need to make more because of where we're putting them this year, so that's a project that we will be doing ourselves. And then we had to find somewhere for our brand new witch. I felt that she belonged with the ghosts, and so we hung her up kind of in the corner, and Hens was like, that way she's summoning the spirits, and I just really like her. She's super cute. The rest of the Halloween decor kind of became like the miscellaneous things that we had to figure out where we were going to put things. Like we have this little boo sign that we bought our first Halloween together, and while it doesn't really fit a whole lot of our decor anymore, I had to find where I wanted to put it.
This was a Goodwill find like 2 or 3 years ago. It's very vintagey and I love it. Owen made it look even older last year because I had it too low.
From there, the rest of the time was pretty much just figuring out where I wanted to put some of our other decorations that have been lower in years past. Owen got over his fear of the vintage pumpkin, and I decided to hang it up, which you can find a reel on my channel of me painting the bottom, because I realized when I made this like 3 years ago, I did not paint the bottom. Here you can see I'm realizing it. I also was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my vintage pumpkin garland that I made last year. Originally, I had decided that I was going to take it apart and kind of hang them up individually, but Hens hung it up as a garland, which we'll see in the reveal, and I really liked it. So then for the final touch, I hung up some candles that we have. We have the same kind of candles on our Christmas tree every year, but at Halloween, we hang them up from the ceiling so that they can kind of like have that Hogwarts feel. And honestly, I wasn't even thinking of doing it this year, but Hens was like, hey, we're hanging up the candles again this year, aren't we? And we had friends come over later in the week, and they didn't even notice because our house is just so whimsical, I guess. Or at least that's what I'm going with. But without any further ado, that's going to take us to the reveal.